What's the one substance that can kill you, save you, flood your city, grow your crops, and still be sold for $5 at the airport? Yep, water. It's the Beyoncé of molecules, essential, powerful, and not something you can live without. But it's more than hydration. Water has shaped every major civilization in history. From ancient empires to billion-dollar desalination plants, water has always been the main character. This is the story of how we've used it, misused it, fought over it, and where it's headed next. Let's rewind to ancient Mesopotamia. Mesopotamia, land between rivers, sat between the Tigris and Euphrates. These rivers were wild, one season dry, next season chaos. Around 4000 BCE, the Sumerians got smart. They built canals and levees to control the flow. Water became political. Whoever controlled it controlled food and power. It even showed up in laws, like Hammurabi's Code. Neglect your canal and flood your neighbor, pay up. But river irrigation had a flaw: salinization. Salt built up in the soil, crops failed, and eventually, so did the empire. Meanwhile, in Egypt, things were smoother. The Nile flooded like clockwork. It left behind nutrient-rich silt that made the land thrive. Egyptians enhanced it with basins, channels, and the shaduf. They even tied it to spirituality. The Nile was divine. Its cycles helped inspire the 365-day calendar. Water literally shaped time. Then came the Indus Valley, the Bronze Age's unsung engineering champs. Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa had public wells, gridded streets, and indoor toilets. Water flowed through brick drains under the roads, and we're talking 4,500 years ago. And the wild part? No evidence of kings, just people prioritizing public health through clean water. But when monsoons shifted and rivers dried up, the system collapsed. Water builds civilizations, and it ends them too. Now to Rome, where water became a brand. Romans engineered aqueducts that delivered spring water into the city using only gravity. They built public baths, fountains, and the Cloaca Maxima, one of the world's first sewer systems. It wasn't just about function, it was image. Clean water meant power and prestige. Roman emperors earned public love by building bathhouses. Water was political capital. But when Rome fell, so did sanitation. Medieval Europe forgot how to keep water clean. Rivers turned to sewage canals. People drank and dumped in the same places. Plagues, cholera, typhoid, all exploded, but people didn't understand the cause. Most believed it was bad air or punishment from the gods. Water wasn't even suspected. Until one man changed that. In 1854, Dr. John Snow investigated a deadly cholera outbreak in London. He traced it to a single water pump on Broad Street, removed the handle, and deaths stopped. That moment sparked modern public health. Suddenly, clean water wasn't just a convenience, it was survival. Cities started building water treatment plants, filtration, chlorination, massive underground pipe systems. It's not flashy, but it changed the world. Life expectancy soared, child mortality dropped. Clean water quietly became the single most powerful health advance in human history. But clean water didn't reach everyone. Industrial cities dumped waste into rivers faster than they could treat it. Factories spewed chemicals, oil leaked into watersheds, sewage systems overflowed. In 1969, the Cuyahoga River in Ohio caught fire from chemical buildup, not the first time, just the most televised. In Japan, Minamata Bay was poisoned with mercury from a chemical factory. It caused neurological damage and birth defects. Thousands suffered, entire families destroyed. These disasters forced governments to act, and water protection laws were born. But they also exposed something deeper, how easy it is to take water for granted. Because when water is always there, clean, cheap, fast, we forget its fragility. We act like it's endless. It's not. Today, we face a global water crisis, and it's not just one issue, it's many. First, scarcity. 2.2 billion people lack access to safely managed drinking water. That's nearly 1 in 4 humans. Earth is 70% water, but only 0.5% is usable fresh water. Most of it's frozen or wasted. And 70% of that goes to agriculture. The rest is shared between cities, industry, and nature. Cities are booming, populations growing, and climate change is reshaping rainfall patterns. Cape Town almost ran dry in 2018. Las Vegas runs on a shrinking Lake Mead. These aren't isolated stories. Next, pollution. We've poured plastic, pesticides, pharmaceuticals, and untreated waste into rivers and oceans. The Ganges in India is sacred and toxic. The Citarum River in Indonesia, a floating landfill. Even the water that looks clean isn't safe. Microplastics are in bottled water, tap water, even human blood. And while rich countries invest in cleanup, many regions can't. Then comes infrastructure. In the U.S. alone, 6 billion gallons of treated water are lost daily to leaking pipes. Flint, Michigan showed what happens when water systems are neglected. Lead entered homes, thousands were poisoned, trust was shattered. And Flint wasn't the exception, it was a warning. Now layer in politics. Rivers don't respect borders. The Nile, Jordan, Mekong, all shared by nations with competing interests. As supplies shrink, tensions rise. Water is becoming a bargaining chip, or a trigger. The UN says nearly half of future conflicts could center on water access. So what do? Desalination is growing, especially in dry regions like the Middle East. Israel leads with 90% of its municipal water coming from desalination. But it's energy-heavy and produces brine, a waste product harmful to marine life. Water recycling is another path. Singapore turned sewage into ultra-clean drinking water, branded as new water. Orange County, California does it too, not because it's trendy, because it's necessary. Smart tech is also stepping in. AI systems now detect leaks, optimize irrigation, and predict supply risks in real time. Sponge cities use green roofs, urban wetlands, and permeable pavement to manage stormwater. Space tech is being adapted to filter water in disaster zones and remote communities. It's not just about supply, it's about stewardship. Because access to clean water isn't just a health issue. It's about education, gender equality, and economic growth. When girls don't have to walk for water, they can stay in school. When communities have water, disease drops and jobs rise. Clean water is opportunity. So what can you do? Fix leaks, skip bottled water when you can, don't flush wipes, and support clean water initiatives around the world. Water isn't just something we drink, it's the foundation of civilization. It built empires, ended them too, inspired religions, triggered wars. And it still holds the power to define our future. So the next time you pour a glass, remember, you're holding history and responsibility. If this gave you a new perspective, hit like. Subscribe for more stories about how the world really works. Stay hydrated, stay informed, and remember, water always wins.